All right, enough Spurs. Let's talk about the other big
other
managerial
one.
change. Not
Incredible.
saying this is less important. We're doing it second simply because it happened first. The Spurs one is fresher. Bayern parting ways with Julian Nagelsmann, and they've already appointed, in fact, today's his first day at work, Thomas Tuchel.
Indeed.
Now, I have very strong views on this. I wrote a column about it. The reasons why he's gone. Let's just get this out of the way, and then we'll get into what Tuchel can bring. Number one, even though they're still on track, and in fact, for the treble, they weren't happy with the way, with the results that they'd gotten, especially after the World Cup, the development of the team. They weren't happy with the way he was developing some of the younger players on the team. There were some issues with the dressing room, some issues with discipline. Some players, they didn't like his style, they didn't like his approach. It was just kind of too much of an outsider with a skateboard, the stupid blazers and stuff like that. And then the last one, this is the only one I'm just going to go two-footed on, because this is such a dumb reason. They didn't actually say this officially, but they got their friends in the media to put this out there. They said, ooh, we really, really like Thomas Tuchel. We tried to sign him in 2018 or 2019 or whenever it was. And we need to sign him immediately because otherwise he might sign for Real Madrid or Spurs. Now, the reason that is stupid, and the reason you're a muppet, if you believe that, is, first of all, Real Madrid have a manager who's already under contract and whatever else. If you're Thomas Tuchel and you really believe you have a legitimate shot at Real Madrid, which let me tell you right now, he does not. Yeah. Not now. No. You're going to wait for Real Madrid. And if you're buying and you believe, oh, he's top of Real Madrid's list, you've obviously, you're either lying or you hit your head, right? Yeah. This is not... Spurs... Issue with Spurs is, let's see, if you're Thomas Tuchel, right? Spurs? Bayern. Spurs. I say this with the greatest respect to Tottenham. You want to jump right back into the Premier League cauldron with the baggage from last time? No. Really? As opposed to going to Bayern? So that is a silly reason. Yeah. The other reasons, Jules, maybe we disagree a little bit, you think are valid reasons to abandon the 65 million euro project at this stage in mid-season?
Clearly, the money can't be an issue. Otherwise, they would not have sacked him like that. But it's true that you spend 30 million euros pretty much 2 years.
The money is an issue. Otherwise, Robert Lewandowski would still be there. So let's not say the money can't be an issue.
No, but clearly they don't mind paying 65 million euros off to him and his staff in compensation. However, where we disagree, I think some of the top three reasons that you mentioned for why they sacked him now are valid, in the sense that I saw them live against PSG twice, and we watched them every weekend on television. And the quality of the football wasn't there. I said to you when I came back the 2 times after the PSG game, when I said to you, first thing, but they should be playing so much better than what they are. And it's true, and it might not all be on Nagelsmann, but the lack of cohesion in that team defensively, I think that the XG against is like, of the big clubs, if you want, in the big 5 leagues, it's one of the worst.
It's one of the highest, yeah.
It's like, and yeah, they score and they create all of that, but defensively it's not good enough. And yes, you can do the trouble, but you can also look at it and say, like, boy, for the first time in a long time, you're behind Dortmund at this stage of the season, where there have been times in season under Pep Guardiola where you were 25 points ahead of them. In the Champions League, you face City and Pep Guardiola, and you're thinking, I'm not sure Nagelsmann is ready for that kind of clash. And then the Pokal, okay, is the Pokal. So I can see why they took that decision, how drastic it is, okay, and the way that the poor guy was king on holidays with his girlfriend.
Does it need to happen now as opposed to a month from now?
But we knew the discipline was an issue as well. We knew the lot of players in that dressing room didn't like him, that he didn't communicate enough.
We're going to go into this more on the Gab and Juls podcast in terms of the discipline piece of, but I would just make the point. When people talk about dressing room, they are dressing room leaders. You have to decide who is going to be part of my future. Who's going to be part of it? The people who should matter most are Joshua Kimmich, Jamal Musiala, Matthijs de Ligt. These are the people. This is your future. I don't care if Thomas Muller is unhappy or if Manuel Neuer limping around with his cast are unhappy. You are not the future. And I feel, if this is true, from what we understand, Kimmich came out very, very strongly in favor. We knew Kimmich was a Nagelsmann loyalist, right? Maybe you're listening to the wrong people. And that would be my concern. Quickly on Tuchel, we're going to get more into this. They say, one of the things is, we want to play attractive attacking football, right? Yeah. We know Tuchel can do that. And as you know, I am the biggest Tuchelista. But after what we saw Paris Saint-Germain and Chelsea, we didn't see that. We saw a team that defends well, but we didn't see that attractive attacking football.
He created two very, very good defensive teams, or defensive unit, if you want, especially when they didn't have the ball, of course. And yet with the ball, there were at times some good stuff. But I think mostly it was more when you don't have the ball, how to be solid, how to... The high press, I think, will be there and recovering the ball high. But more than foremost, it will make them more solid.
It's really interesting to see what Tuchel's state of mind is after the trauma, because it was a trauma, what happened to him at Chelsea and what happened on and off the pitch in those final months.
First game in charge, Saturday, against Dortmund.
Against Borussia Dortmund. And then you got Freiburg in the Cup, and then you have Manchester City. That's what you call a baptism of fire for TT.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.